Chromosome mapping is the molecular technique of determining position and order of the linked genes on the chromosomes. Genes present on the same chromosome are said to be linked, and the phenomena is termed as linkage. So the genes present on the same chromosome, they are said to be linked, and this phenomena is termed as linkage. Experiments which established foundations of chromosome mapping was started by Thomas Hunt Morgan on Drosophila melanogaster. During his experiments on Drosophila melanogaster, especially the white locus, Thomas Hunt Morgan, he discovered the phenomena of linkage. The white locus was present on the X chromosome, and during his studies, he determined that the genes, their behavior, which are present on the same chromosome is different from those genes which are present on different chromosomes. So the experiments which were laid the foundations of chromosome mapping, they were started by Thomas Hunt Morgan on Drosophila, and by analyzing results of these experiments, one of the students of Thomas Hunt Morgan named Alfred Henry Sturtevant gave the first genetic map of three genes present on an autosome of Drosophila. So the results of the experiment started by Morgan, their analysis was carried out by one of his students, Sturtevant, and after analyzing the results of the experiments, Sturtevant he gave genetic map of three genes which are present on an autosome of Drosophila. So basic principles of chromosome mapping they laid down by Sturtevant are still accepted correct. So the principles used during chromosome mapping by Sturtevant they are still accepted true, although many refinements have been added to this technique. Chromosome mapping was initially based on morphological data to map genes. Later on, in advancement of molecular genetics, DNA markers were added in this technique. So, firstly, the genetic map given by Sturtevant it was based on the morphological traits, the traits which can be visualized by the naked eyes. But with the refinement in the molecular genetics, new developments were made, and one of these developments was the inclusion of DNA markers in chromosome mapping. By including DNA markers in chromosome mapping technique, it was greatly accelerated. Chromosome mapping greatly helped in the identification of genes responsible for various diseases in humans. So various susceptibility genes were identified by the use of chromosome mapping in humans. Recently, chromosome mapping technique is widely used in humans, plants, and animals to identify various genes associated with various traits of interest. The chromosomal theory of inheritance, which was proposed by Sutton and Boveri, this theory postulated that genes are present on chromosomes. So this theory, it postulated that genes they lie on the chromosomes in a linear order. The experiments conducted by Morgan and later on his students Sturtevant and Kelvin Bridges proved the chromosomal theory of inheritance and established that genes are present on chromosomes in a linear order, and these genes are equivalent of Mendel's unit factors. So the results of the chromosome mapping experiments started by Morgan and later on his students Sturtevant and Kelvin Bridges confirmed the chromosomal theory of inheritance and established forever that the genes they are present on the chromosome in a linear order, and these genes are equivalent of Mendel's unit factors. So the Mendel used unit factors for the hereditary factors. Later on, these unit factors they were named the genes. So the chromosome mapping experiments conducted by Morgan and later on Sturtevant and Kelvin Bridges, they supported the chromosomal theory of inheritance, and They show the parallel between the unit factors of the Mendel and the genes. Morgan's chromosome mapping experiments are based on the phenomena of linkage and recombination. So linkage is the phenomena in which the genes they are present on the same chromosome. Most chromosomes contain a very large number of genes. Those genes that are present, that are part of the same chromosome, are said to be linked and to demonstrate linkage in genetic crossing. So the genes present on the same chromosome, they are said to be linked, and this phenomena is known as linkage. Borger was the first scientist to discover the phenomena of linkage. So during his experiments on Drosophila, especially on the white locus present on the X chromosome, Morgan gives the concept of the linkage. So this diagram it explains the concept of the linkage. The two genes A and B. The two genes A and B they are present on the same chromosome. Similarly, these are the dominant alleles and these are the recessive allele on the homologous chromosome. So these genes they are said to be linked. The genes A and B because they are present on the same chromosome they are said to be linked. And this phenomena of presence of the genes on the same chromosome is termed as linkage. During the meiosis process, chromosome is the unit of transmission. So during meiosis, chromosome is the unit of transmission. Therefore, linked genes are not free to undergo independent assortments. So during meiosis, as the genes present on the same chromosome, undergo they do not undergo independent assortment and they are transmitted to the daughter cells as a whole. It's the alleles at all loci of one chromosome are transmitted as a unit during gamete formation. However, in many instances, there is deviation from this general rule, and this deviation that the linked genes they are separated from one another. It is due to the phenomena of recombination. So during the first meiotic prophase, when homologs are paired or synapsed, a reciprocal exchange of chromosome segments may take place. So during the meiotic prophase, first meiotic prophase, if it is visualized under the electron microscope, the homologous chromosomes they are in a paired form, they are synapsed, means they come closer to each other, and between the non-sister chromatids there is exchange of chromosome segments. This exchange of chromosome segments is crossing over, and this term was first given by T.H. Morgan. Due to this crossing over, the reshuffling or recombination of the alleles between homologs takes place, and it always occurs during the tetrad stage when the two homologous chromosomes they are in the form of chromatids and they come closer to each other. When the homologous chromosomes they come closer to each other, this phenomena is known as synapsis. So the recombination it occurs during the tetrad stage. So during meiosis, there would be three possibilities depending upon the location of the gene on the chromosome. So if the two genes they are present on different chromosomes, such as these two genes A and B, they are present on different chromosomes. In this case, the independent assortment will occur. And due to the phenomena of independent assortment, four different types of the gametes are produced. One type is the one dominant allele on one chromosome, the dominant allele of B gene on the other chromosome. This is the one gamete. Both the dominant alleles of the two genes, one on one chromosome, another on the second chromosome. In the second gamete, the dominant allele of the A gene on one chromosome and the recessive allele of B gene on other chromosome. So this is the second type of the gamete. In the third type of the gamete, the recessive allele of A gene and the dominant allele of the B genes both present on different chromosomes. This is the third type of the gamete as a result of the meiosis. Then the fourth type of the gamete, in which the recessive allele of both the genes, they are present on the different chromosomes. They constitute the fourth type of the gamete. So when the two genes, they are present on two different chromosomes and independent assortment occurs, as a result, four different types of the gametes are produced. The second possibility in case of meiosis is seen when the two genes are present on the same chromosome. When the two genes A and B, they are present on the same chromosome and there is complete linkage. Linkage means the two genes, they do not dissociate, they do not separate from each other. The dominant allele of two genes, they are present on one homologue and their recessive alleles are present on the opposite homologue. In this case, there is no crossing over, so the two dominant alleles, they go in one gamete and the recessive allele, they go into another gamete. Similarly, the case here, the same dominant allele in one gamete and both the recessive allele in the other type of the gamete. So these two types of the gamete are the same as this one. So when the two genes, they are present on the same chromosome and there is the complete linkage and no exchange occurs between them two different types of the gametes are produced, and these two different types of the gametes are the one case in which the two dominant alleles are present in one gamete and the two recessive alleles, they are present on the second type of the gamete. So this was the possibility B, when the genes present on one chromosome and no exchange occurs between them. So in possibility C, the two genes, they are present on the same chromosome, but here exchange occurs between the two non-sister chromatids. These are the chromosomes and the two genes A and B are present on one homologue, and these homologues, they are in the form of chromatids, the tetrad stage. In the tetrad stage, the non-sister chromatid, this chromatid and this chromatid, they exchange their segments. So the exchange occurs between this chromatid and this chromatid, and as a result of this exchange, the four different types of the gametes are produced. The two gametes or the non-crossover gametes, this one and this one, they are the non-crossover gametes. They are also known as parental gametes. The parental gametes, the same as the case was in their parents. And these two gametes, this one and this one, they are known as crossover gametes, and these are also known as recombinant gametes. So in this case, the two genes, they are in the same position as was the case of the parent. The dominant allele of A gene and the dominant allele of the B gene, they are present on the same chromosome. They go into one type of the gamete. In this case, this gamete is the result of the crossing over. The recessive allele from one chromatid and the dominant allele from the other chromatid, So this is the recombinant or crossover gamete. Similarly here, this is the dominant allele of A gene and the recessive allele of B gene. This is also the crossover or recombinant gamete. This one, the both the recessive allele of A gene and the recessive allele of B gene are present on the same chromosome. This is also the non-crossover gamete or the parental gamete. So as a result of meiosis, there may be the three possibilities depending upon the position of the genes on the chromosomes and the phenomena of crossing over. So, as I told before, that the chromosome mapping technique was based on the concept of recombination. The percentage of recombinants in a segregating population is expressed in terms of recombination frequency. So, the percentage of recombinants which are recorded or which are visualized, observed in a segregating population, it constitutes or it is expressed in the form of recombination frequency. In chromosome mapping, genetic maps are constructed on the basis of recombination frequency. So in the chromosome mapping, the genetic map, the distance between the linked genes is expressed on the basis of recombination frequency for these genes. So the chromosome mapping is in chromosome mapping, the genetic maps are given. The maps of the genes of the same chromosome are given on the basis of the recombination frequency. So the percentage of the recombinants is expressed in the form of recombination frequency. This recombination frequency is equivalent to the distance between the linked genes. So this distance is expressed in map units. The distance between the genes on the chromosome is expressed in map units, and now the unit used is centimorgan. The centimorgan 1 cm is equivalent to 1% recombination frequency between the linked gene.